This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
This is your heads up that your Flyaway Fridays code word is Nazi Goreng. Nazi Goreng.
Yep. Friday, someone wins another trip to Bali.
Yeah.
Need that word.
Yeah, you do. On the show today, Caitlin Bassett swung by. We talked sport, but also we chatted. She brought a bit of a treat for us.
She did. Yeah.
Taste tested that.
We spoke about the reporter getting shot.
Whoa.
With rubber bullets.
Hectic.
Hectic.
That's in LA. Dangerous jobs that you didn't think were going to be dangerous until it was.
Yeah, that's right. Plus, we threw it out there what your birthday treat was when you were a kid.
Oh, I know.
Freezers.
That was
apparently.
cool.
Did you just say cool?
Cool.
Cool.
It was cool.
Was it cool?
It's
Yeah, it
so
was cool. It's a thing.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun on Nova 937.
It's 6:05. Nathan, Nat and Shaun. Ross is here. Nat's here.
Yep, Shaun. Firstly, I was just saying I enjoy his proactiveness today because he printed something off for the first time, but then
Yeah.
he misses the top of our
Then
break.
he forgot to
I
come
was
to
just
the
talking
show.
to our friends in the newsroom.
Yeah, T or who's?
I
is
said
that-
hi to Sam. Just,
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Sam turns up every
You
day.
want to say hi to Perth?
Hi, everybody. How are we?
We are a very professional unit.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I was saying, Shaun, he just picked up a fork and
Got a
stared at
random
it.
fork in my
He's
spot.
easily distracted.
He just went, oh, shiny thing.
It's a bit random, isn't it? You sit down at your desk and you've got a random fork there. Does that happen to anybody? 13, 24, 10? No,
You don't have to call. Can if you want.
It's a message to go fork yourself, I think,
Yeah.
Shaun. Yeah.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Yesterday, we did do a shout out for my daughter's birthday, Sunny, so 9th of June. Fantastic. And wanted to make sure that she had a special day. I don't know why. I do feel like we try to make everyone's day special,
Yes.
but I think we get caught. I think everybody sometimes gets caught up with, the kids going to school, they got after
Yeah.
hours activities, and then it just kind of peters out.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, a Monday birthday's a bit nude. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
very
It's
nude.
like, it's not anything to write home about at any stage in life.
No, 100% Nat. And you know what? Days leading up, I kept saying to Sonny, we always take him out for dinner.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go? And it's a Monday, and then she named a couple of places, which of course I Googled, and they're all shut.
Yeah, your options are limited on a Monday.
Yeah, and then anyway, after later in the afternoon, Megan took her up to Garden City, and she came back. Oh, so funny! She came back with her a third ear.
Oh,
pierced.
wow. Okay.
And she came up, Dad, do you notice anything?
Did
and
you?
I didn't at all.
Yeah, of course
No.
he didn't.
I'm looking at her face. I'm looking at her
Oh, nice hair.
hair, the whole lot, and took me ages. And then I don't know where I stand on 3 piercings.
Well, you didn't notice it, so I don't think it matters.
Okay, moving on. And then she said, we've got the spot we're going out for dinner. It's called Korean Hot Pot, and it's in Victoria Park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And a girl from school said she went there at some stage, and they had a really great time as a family. So I Googled it, and I was checking out. I thought, oh, yeah, this might be interesting. We loaded up everyone. We brought a couple of Sonny's friends along as well. We've lobbed into East Vic Park. My Lord.
Was it heaving?
Absolutely
On a
heaving.
Monday night?
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been to Seoul, Korea, but I imagine seeing the Olympics. It was very much the same.
Yeah, you were just doing Gangnam Style down the street.
Down the street. It was amazing. Getting a car park was almost impossible.
Yeah.
So many people. The joint was vibrant. You kept saying,
How did you
"This is a
transport
Monday
all
night."
these people? What did you do? 2 cars?
We had Megan's car, which is 7-seater, and then
Yep.
Lachlan,
Yeah, right.
he took his car along.
Took the leftovers.
Yep, and anyway, we rolled in there, and I just couldn't believe the vibe in the place on a Monday evening. And I was thinking about also, now, remember back in the day, you might be too young, when the bog was open on a Monday night, and it was like
I am too young.
industry night.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's
like,
exactly
what?
what it was called.
Anyway, so we go into this place and we sit down because there's like a sushi train setup where you sit down, and for everybody out there, it's like basically you order a different hot bowl of soup if you like. So it might be
You
one
love
of those
soup.
tom yum things, or just a miso or something
Yes.
along those lines.
A
It
pho,
boils in
perhaps
front of
a
you.
pho?
A pho, yes. And then the sushi train part goes around, and you can just get your little plate off, and it might have beans or bean sprouts. There might be some meats, and there's some dumplings and stuff
So
like that. You can
this
just
is
add.
stuff that you throw into your soup.
Yes.
DIY soup.
So you're kind of cooking it yourself, right?
Yeah, you are, but we had
you
a
give them the
table.
base broth and then you throw other stuff in.
Yeah, we had a table to start with, and they come around and you order everything off the iPad, and I was looking at everything, and I didn't know how it worked. And so anyway, my second oldest son, Cooper, he said he took over.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I'll take care of this. This is great. I love
Yeah,
when
it's
other
good when
people
someone does
order.
Yeah, and then you pay. It's great.
Yeah.
Receipt.
So they were going nuts. And then Megan was banging on about how she wanted meat, and then everyone, there needs to be enough meat. Well, we ordered so much food.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
They had to wheel in 8 cows. Yeah,
They did. They did. Anyway, got towards the I mean, first of all, they'll bring out stuff, and because I'm a cool dad, I was telling all the girls what kind of testicles they were eating at different times, just to try to put them off.
So cool.
How'd you like that one? That was a bull's testicle. All my best dad gear.
Lol.
Got to the end of the night. I asked everyone to take out their wallets.
Yeah,
And
who's
and
paying?
Oh,
Yeah.
classic.
Oh, okay,
classic move. Yeah.
Then we went over
Was Sunny dying while you were doing this?
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
thought Dad.
Were her friends laughing politely? Or
No, they
No, they're traumatised
yeah,
and they're not allowed to spend any time with the McMahon's family now.
Yeah, one girl, Miller, when I went up to pay, she came up to me with her wallet. She was really concerned.
Oh.
And Megan's like, look what you've done,
try to be
And
funny.
seriously, Miller, I will take that money.
Yeah, once we paid, directly across a road was a Yochi, which is everyone's favourite. So we went over to Yochi, and once they'd filled up their tubs, I was saying, okay, we're going to do a runner now. So everyone ready to...
Yeah. Dad's
Never
at
done
it
a runner
again.
before.
with a bucket of frozen yogurt.
Absolutely. But we had such a great time. But the Yochi thing was a treat.
Oh, yeah.
Yochi,
Yeah.
That's like the nightclub for kids
It
or
is
younger.
so hot right now.
There's lines around, like
I
in
know.
Leadville, there's lines that go around the corner.
Fremantle too. It's amazing. And the Vic Park one, that's one of the OG Yochis in Perth. So,
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. It's amazing, isn't it? Because when we were a kid, your birthday treat was an ice cream cake. And it was that one that had the pink and the green
Yeah, that's
piped-on flowers.
McDonald's one, and they have sprinkles on the top.
Yeah. Well, they do a Freddo one these days that you can get from Woolies as
That
well.
was it. That was the birthday treat. There was
That was
nothing
it.
else. We didn't go out. There was no going out. I mean, we live 40 k's out of town, so there's no going out.
Never going out.
No.
I can't remember what a treat would have been like. I mean, we've got the present. I mean, you just hope for the best that everyone turned up to grandma's and some of your aunties and uncles pitched in for a present.
Yeah.
My
birthday
treat. Do you remember Lone Star and Interlude? The one
Yes.
with the peanuts.
You
on
threw the
ground?
peanuts on the floor,
Before they got sued for that, and they weren't allowed the peanuts on
One
the floor.
person falling over ruins everyone's fun.
Yeah, that was where we went for my birthday. Parents would take me there.
They used to sing a happy birthday song to you, didn't they, at Lone Star?
I think they did.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
did.
recall it.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
One of our friends came over from the East Coast and celebrated their son's 17th birthday with us, and we were down south at the time. Plenty of places to go to. The birthday treat for him was his mum cooking a dish that was white rice, baked beans, and I think it was either scrambled eggs or you could have a fried egg on the side. So three
That's
different
prison
things.
food.
Yeah,
That's
then
not
you
a
Mixed it
birthday
together.
treat.
That was his treat.
Oh, that's not a treat.
Hey, do you want to talk about it? What was your birthday treat? Cecile, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Great,
Cecile.
Cecile. Okay, so it's your birthday. How are we spoiling young Cecile?
Well, my birthday lies between Christmas and New Year.
Oh, I'm so
anything
sorry.
that wasn't turkey or ham was
Yeah.
so delicious.
Yes.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza.
Pizza Hut, dine in, eat as much pizza as we wanted, and
Yes.
we were freaking happy.
Yeah.
And that's where you can
It
just go.
wasn't turkey or ham, that's
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, I hear ya.
And you go up to and pick whatever pizza, and there's the dessert bar as well. Is that right? And you do the spiders.
Oh, no, it was a little before the all-you-can-eat. We had to order the pizza as is. And, if we were really lucky, when the meal was ended, we got the gingerbread man with the pink icing on top and,
Wow.
the hundreds of thousands.
Oh, that's living,
If we
Cecile.
hadn't already, eaten our fill of pizza, gingerbread man was waiting.
Yeah, no,
Cecile.
that's how magic.
Gotta say, the all-you-can-eat pizza deal at that time when you
Yeah.
went to Pizza Hut was
Yeah.
out of control.
That got me through several years of university.
how much did you used to take slices and put them in your bag?
I didn't so much, but I know a lot of my colleagues did, yes. Thanks, Cecile. Tanya is in Applecross. Hello, Tanya.
Hello, how are you?
Good, Tanya.
Tanya, okay, how did we spoil you on your birthday, Tanya?
Being one of 4 kids back in the 90s, I was the have-not kid. So once a year we got to go to fast food, and it was the Hungry Jack's where you could put the crown on and feel like a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the crown.
Magical,
Oh.
yes.
Say that
And
last
yeah,
bit
they
again.
did the tour of the freezer.
Yeah, the tour of the
Okay, so what was in the freezer?
So they just go. It's like so they take you behind the counter and they're like, "This is I did it at McDonald's. Here's this and go in the freezer." And we would be excited to go in the freezer as kids, right? Were you, Tanya?
Yeah. You're just sitting there with all the meat. For some reason, it was just the best thing ever.
Looking back, doesn't sound fun, but as a kid, you're like, I'm in a giant freezer.
So would you do this every year on your birthday, Tanya?
Yeah, it was the best thing.
The same tour, the same.
Oh, Tanya,
What would you change things?
what was happening in your childhood that was exciting? That's just
There was
horrendous.
4 kids. I was the third time Kmart hand-me-down kid.
Yeah.
So going to the freezer was great.
I know, Tanya, I do remember at Hungry Jack's with the birthday party and the person got the special crown thing.
Yeah.
It was like,
It was
my
cardboard.
God.
And it dig into you.
Yeah, it was cardboard.
My
Years.
cardboard crown made you just feel amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it was a simpler time, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you so much for bringing back those beautiful memories.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Time to cross it to Morwell in Victoria, where Amber Johnston has been doing a stellar job for Channel 9, reporting on the Erin Patterson trial for so long that it's now just part of her DNA. Good morning, Amber.
Morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good, Am.
Is
Good
there-
to be local in the Gippsland area. Amber?
It honestly does feel like it. I think I was telling you guys last week that I've been, considering looking at some property. So we're, going to book in a few home inspections this week.
Good on you, mate.
And settle in.
Now, we've seen that Erin Patterson has been taking the stand for several days now.
6 day now.
Yeah, that's a long time for anybody to have to do this.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not every day that you see an accused killer take, the stand in their own murder trial.
Yes.
So for the past, most of last week, it was her defence barrister asking the questions. But towards the end of last week, it was the prosecution's turn. So, so we heard a lot of questions from the Crown prosecutor, Nanette Rogers, and it was honestly quite tense in the courtroom once it did go over to the prosecution.
Amber, I guess in these circumstances, Erin would have been coached through this side of things. Does she give the same kind of answer a lot? Is she trying to stick to the same story constantly? Because I imagine if you're there for day on day, people are coming out with different questions to try to get you to say the same thing.
Yeah, we can't speculate too much about that.
Oh, but just between friends. Just between friends.
You're going to get me in trouble. No, definitely not. I mean, some of the questions that she's been asked, she does come back with a, no, that's not true, something like that. But no, not necessarily. She's come back with a bunch of different answers to all sorts of different questions she's been asked over the past week or so.
Amber, with her on the stand, what have been the big moments that has come up with things she said?
Well, probably one of the biggest moments last week in regards to the prosecution was right at the end of the day on Friday. So as court was wrapping up, the Crown prosecutor, Nanette Rogers, ended up basically accusing Erin Patterson of being two-faced, which was a pretty strong language. And she ended up saying, you present to the public as this person who really loved your in-laws, but that's when they accused her of basically behind closed doors. What was really happening, or her true feelings, was reflected in her Facebook messages that she was sending to her Facebook friends. And you might remember this evidence. We saw those Facebook messages a couple of weeks ago, and that's when she was using words such as weasel words. She was quite critical of her in-laws. She referred to her estranged husband, Simon Patterson, as a deadbeat. So that's what the prosecution basically accused her of, but Erin Patterson strongly denied that and said not at all. She was actually quite teary in the witness box as she was describing how much she really loved her in-laws, Don and Gal Patterson.
So much so that she'd like to cook for them on regular occasions. No, Emma, with that though, sometimes people will throw a message out there or whatever the case is, and it's not their true feelings, but it's something they might be frustrated at the time. Is this a series of things that can be put together as her true feelings versus what may be a one-off
message? Yeah.
That it certainly hasn't been presented in that way to the court. So basically what the jury's been shown is just this series of, it was Facebook messages that she sent in a Facebook chat group with a group of friends. And these women were part of it started off as like a true crime Facebook group where they would chat about true crime, but it ended up evolving into them talking about their personal lives, and it ended up becoming this quite a smaller group of women, and Erin Patterson was one of those where they would talk about their personal lives a lot. So that's basically where those messages have come from, and where that the criticism towards the in-laws has come from as part of the prosecution's evidence. But we've also heard a lot of evidence where Erin Patterson has said she really loved her in-laws and she considered them like they were her own parents. And we've seen lots of text messages between her and her in-laws where, for instance, she wished Gal Patterson a happy Mother's Day and would send quite lovely messages to her. So, yeah, there's been lots of different evidence laid there.
So what's the timeline now, Amber? So she's still being cross-examined on the stand today?
Correct. We actually got a bit of an update last week from Justice Bill. So remember at the very beginning of this case, the jury was told it was probably going to be a 6-week long trial. It was 6 weeks last week, and we're nowhere near finishing. So Justice Bill ended up giving the jury members a bit of an update and said, at this stage it's looking like Erin Patterson's still going to be in the witness box today, potentially tomorrow. And he also hinted that there's going to be some legal discussions that the parties need to have in the absence of the jury. So there might be a few non-sitting days at court, whether that's this week or next. But long story short, we're still a couple of weeks away, so we're not going anywhere far.
We're not going anywhere.
It's all going to come down to if you can prove that she got these poisonous mushrooms. Like she's saying that she's bought some and she's picked some.
It all comes down to how the jury interprets it, basically.
Yeah, because you can say she didn't like them and she's saying they did like them.
I mean, that backstory. That's trying to establish motive is essentially what they're trying to, what the prosecutor's trying to do there. But yes, we're still a long way away.
Can you just quickly remind us, what was her wording of how these mushrooms got in the dish?
Basically heard, this was evidence we heard last week, where, do you remember there was a conversation that she had with her estranged husband, Simon Patterson, in hospital, and by this point everyone was falling really ill. Erin Patterson told the jury that their children had left the room, and her and Simon had started talking about how she would use a food dehydrator to dehydrate mushrooms. And that's when he asked her straight out, very directly, is that how you poisoned my parents? She told the jury that she was like, absolutely not. But she said in that moment, that's when she started to reflect on all the times that she'd used her food dehydrator. And she remembered that a couple of weeks earlier, she had used the food dehydrator to dry some mushrooms that she had foraged. And she realised at that point that it was possible that foraged mushrooms might have potentially made their way into the beef Wellington. But of course, she has pleaded not guilty to all charges. So she has always maintained that this is not something that she ever did intentionally.
All right, well, still more to come. Amber, thank you so much for giving us our weekly fix of it. You're doing a great job. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Amber.
That's Amber Johnston of Channel 9 News, doing a brilliant job.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Get ready to strut your stuff because it's time to play Fashion Week. Nathan, Nat and Shaun are serving winter style with purpose. Yup, they got it at Vinnie's. Find your local store. Just search Got It at Vinnie's.
Oh, we're just so fashionable, aren't we? All week long, we're hitting up Vinnie's to put together the ultimate occasion outfits and giving you the chance to score $1,000 plus $500 to spend at Vinnie's.
Go to our socials right now. I'm going to put up in studio so you guys can describe. Shaun's wearing a dinner party at Millionaires Place style suit, and we got a we got to guess how much it is, right? So you tell us how much it is.
Yeah. So the occasion, dinner at a millionaire's house.
Yep. And first one to get the exact cost is going to win $1,000 plus $500 Vinny's voucher.
You look sharp.
Yeah, so describe...
I was thinking, who did my hair? And the answer is no one.
No one, yeah.
I just took my hat off.
That's on our socials.
So I've seen you dressed to go in a millionaire's helicopter, and it wasn't that flash.
So it's what? What have we got? A blazer? No.
Yes.
Pocket squares? Is that a pocket?
It's a double-breasted blazer. It's got fancy brass buttons and everything.
A nice white shirt.
It's a pocket square.
Yeah, and they're kind of like
pants?
halfway between jeans and suit pants, or are they suit pants?
No, they were suit pants, Ross.
Suit pants,
Okay.
yeah.
Solid white collar.
This is a snappy outfit, Shaun.
Check out socials just to see his hat hair.
Yeah.
I hate when
But you look good. Yesterday I looked like a fortune teller. You look.
Oh, you did. You did. I mean, yeah.
You look like you own a yacht.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, that's next level. All right. You just have to tell us how much Shaun's outfit cost at Vinny's. All right, Mel is going to kick us off. Good morning, Mel.
Morning.
Have you had a look at the picture of Shaun?
Oh, no, I haven't actually.
You're just imagining it.
Visualise it.
Okay, all right.
Now visualise it with my pants on, Mel.
Because the price of pants is included. All right, we need a figure. How much do you think Shaun's outfit costs at Vinny's?
45.
It's more than 45. It is higher, yeah. We go to Rochelle. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Rochelle.
Hi, Rochelle. Have you seen the picture of Shaun?
No, I haven't.
Oh, come on, guys.
While you're on hold, go check it out.
All right. You just get it. So you're flying blind, Rochelle. How much do you think it is?
I'm going to say $61.
It's more than $61.
Mate, I'm going to a millionaire's house, everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. It's only the best for us, Shaun. Thanks, Rochelle. Courtney, hello.
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 Great, Courtney.
Hey, Courts.
Have you had a look at the picture?
Yep.
Great
Well
work.
done.
I mean, what do you think of his hair?
Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in, Courts.
All right, Courtney. How much is Shaun's outfit?
Is it 72?
It's more than 72.
It is.
Keep calling, by the way. We do this until we get it, 13 24 10.
Marie's in Doubleview. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning.
Hi, Marie.
We know it's more than $72. Marie, what do you reckon?
Does it include shoes or not?
No, it does not include shoes.
Okie dokie. I will say $85.
Oh, it's more than $85.
Give Marie.
It's gone designer, that's why.
Well, I had to, mate. I lobbed into Marine Parade. I got lost because Twiggy's got 3 houses there.
I know, I went to the wrong one. Tim's in Beldavis. Morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Tim will go.
All right, Tim, what do you
Tim's
reckon?
got it.
How much is Shaun's outfit with?
$96.
Tim don't got it.
Oh, Tim, it's more than $96.
We're getting in ballpark.
Yeah, Robin, hello.
Hi, good morning.
How you going,
All right,
Robin?
He looks sharp as Robin. How much is this outfit worth? We know it's more than $96.
Yeah, let's go with $99.
It's more than $99. Belinda, hello.
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 Hello, Belinda. You've got to remember this is a double-breasted jacket with, like, fancy buttons.
Yep.
Belinda, it's more than $99. How much is it?
Okay, $112.
It's less than $112.
Wow.
Well, I know.
Wow.
Kaya, hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Between $99 and $112, Kaya, what's your guess?
I will go $105.
It's less than 105. We're narrowing fast. Anna is in coma. Good morning, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Anna.
Less than 105, and it's more than 99. Anna, how much is it?
Oh, let's go at 103.
Yeah, you did, Anna.
Over.
You've done it, Anna. You have scored $1,000 plus a $500 Vinny voucher as well.
Oh, my God. Fantastic. And Shaun, you look so dapper.
Thank you,
Dapper's
Anna.
the word. Yeah, if you were a millionaire, would you invite him to dinner?
Absolutely. 10 times over.
I
Yeah,
know.
Anna,
I
what
am
do you wear when you get invited by Jen Reinhardt and Twiggy Forrest? What do you wear generally?
I put on the Dynasty
shoes. I can't think of it. So you know what I mean. And a nice, I've got a nice shiny gold dress. And I've got a little, if I'm going to Gina Reinhardt, why not a little tiara as well?
Tiara, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Well done. Shaun,
you look gorgeous, Shaun.
Thank you.
I am concerned that you're going to spill soup on your white shirt, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like. Terrible.
I do know what you're like. But they're millionaires. They'll just have another shirt for you. Don't worry about it. We're doing it again tomorrow, everybody. Look out for another highly fashionable photo hitting our socials.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Now, our friend Caitlin Bassett is still in the house. You brought us a present, Seabass. Talk us through what this is.
So when I was living in New Zealand for a season, they have something over there called RJ's Licorice, which is a big licorice brand. Mm-hmm. They do something which I liken to the Inside Out bullet. So instead of being licorice on the inside, chocolate on the outside, this is the opposite. It is delicious chocolate in
and it's raspberry licorice.
Yes. Encased
chocolate in the inside.
Yes. So have a bite of that. Tell me what you think. So this isn't RJ's. This has just been bought out. I found it in Australia here. I was at the Servo.
Lifesavers brand.
I was at the Servo before, and you know when they get you with the little gimmicks like 2 for this. Yeah. What do you think?
One for $8, 2 for $4.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm no mathematician.
The red licorice. The red licorice really makes it okay.
Really? Oh, see, I
like proper licorice.
Yeah, you can get it. Well, you can get RJ's version with dark.
So
this is delicious.
Do you like it? It's good. It's very Moorish, isn't it?
But why wouldn't you just get a bullet with chocolates on the outside?
But it's just different. And, it's different because, when it melts, chocolate melts and you put your hand in the bag, you're not having
chocolate
any issue. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we eat this while we talk about what happened yesterday with the Premier and public holidays?
This is delicious.
Yep.
And first of all, we're celebrating a public holiday. This could be a thing that we could get up and about over.
Okay.
We need another reason.
Yep. This is what was said yesterday on the news in relation to the WA public holiday and the over east ones.
It's ridiculous. You have a situation where Western Australia closes its doors or shuts the shop when the East Coast is open for business.
Lining up holidays definitely has public merit. I mean, how many birthdays does the king need?
That is so true.
Super question.
And then he went on to talk about should WA have another one?
Well, I'm reviewing the whole range of public holidays we have in Western Australia. As punters are often to remind me, we have fewer public holidays than they do on the East Coast. I take that on board.
Yeah, Melbourne, they have Melbourne Cup Day and Grand Final Day.
Do we really? That's
crazy.
so unfair.
Yeah.
The Northern Territory has the most in Australia, 14.
I thought everyone would just have equal amounts and you could choose. Like, I get WA Day and we want to have our own day and things like that. And obviously we don't have Melbourne Cup, so you might not have Melbourne Cup on that day. But
and Perth Cup's New Year's Day anyway, so that doesn't help us.
So technically there are people on the East Coast who are working less than us.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. So Victoria has 13, Canberra has 13. Northern Territory 14. How many days can you make up?
It gets
what I mean?
Pretty humid up there, though.
We have 11 at the moment.
There's a bit of madness around. So the King's birthday, so we had a public holiday last week. That was for WA Day. And so we have, and then the other parts of the country yesterday had King's birthday. We have our King's birthday in September. And so... But the Labor Day for me is the one. Why isn't that standard? We have it in March. We're the only state to have it on the day that we have it. Everybody else has theirs the week after.
Yeah, so why don't we just have it the week after? And likewise with the King's birthday.
Why wouldn't you align it? I mean, it is handy for us if we do want to go away. It's not peak time over East.
True. So what are we going to make up to have our own public holiday on Melbourne Cup Day? What can we... WA
Firstly, the Northern Territory extra one they have that no one else does. Picnic Day.
Oh, how much fun
it dates back to the 1800s. They were held in a variety of locations.
Well, I think, obviously, when's Tony Gallardi's birthday?
Yeah,
yeah, why not?
The Gallardi party public holiday.
Or,
Well, if they're having a picnic day, surely we can get that over the line. Yeah. With a beach day. So then we've got to make up. That'll take us to 12. Then we need 2 more to get on the same...
Well, like you said, let's pick prominent WA people and celebrate their birthday.
Tony Gallardi, Oh, that's a bit of fun. His birthday's the 1st of April.
April Fool.
Yeah, so that's no good because it might fall on Easter, so we've got to come up with something else.
And no one would know if they were needed to go to work or not, would they? Because you just thought it was a joke.
Yeah, that's right. When's your birthday, Seabass?
23rd of May.
Oh, yeah, it's too close to the show WA Day.
You kind of need to space everything out.
I need one in August.
Yeah, August or November, something like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we have one each then?
Sounds good.
Yep. August.
And we might chuck it up there. Hey, Sam?
Give us something to celebrate and we'll get Cookie onto it.
We'll get onto him.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We all saw the footage of this poor Lauren Tomasi, Channel 9 reporter, on the scene in LA. Because, of course, there's been riots in LA. They called in the National Guard against the California
governor, which is basically the premier.
Yeah, and the governor's name's Gavin, which is...
Yes, mate, we've got it under control.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And the reason is because the Californians aren't happy about the fact that their friends and colleagues are being deported.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what's happening. So
yeah, absolutely. There's 2,000. They're saying it's 2,000 people, which is not a massive amount so far that are going, and it's in Compton, right? So, when you know a spot in LA, if everybody's been there, you're not.
Well, when there's an album called Straight Outta Compton,
you're not walking the streets in Compton, are you?
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to the audio. So this is her, and she's
Lauren,
in the middle of it all, and it's what you call a piece to camera, where she's talking to camera, and it's right after it that it happens.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
Just stuff going on in the background. Watch the cop, right?
Oh. Yes, he aimed at her.
He aimed at her.
He aimed at her. That wasn't like being caught in the crossfire or anything. He aimed at her.
Yeah, he aimed at her.
He swung the barrel around and aimed it at her.
Shot her in the foot with rubber bullets. And she actually, she said, she's getting a lot of messages, obviously. What'd she say? Thanks for all your messages. This is on Twitter. I'm a bit sore, but I'm okay. Important we keep on telling the stories. But
yes, and she did do crosses later on in the day, so she wasn't like she... But
you know when you see someone do their Achilles and they don't expect it to happen?
They say, and they say that they feel like they've been shot.
Yes, and that was it.
Yeah.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
I want to talk about shouldn't be a dangerous job.
Well, so this is the thing. She took the job as the Channel 9 correspondent in LA. You think you're going to be reporting on the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to be shot in the street.
Yeah. She did one story on a Trump store. So it's a store that sells Trump stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's not expecting to be...
No.
It's
No.
dangerous.
When you're in that... When they say, hey, you've got to go into Compton and follow up this story, I'll be a bit nervous.
No.
No. And
Tom Hanks is getting a star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. Send me there, for God's sake.
It shouldn't be
a stitch up.
Dangerous job until it was. I did a national TV cross for the project. Remember the whip around?
Yes.
Yeah, remember you doing that, Ross?
Sydney, Adelaide, Perth.
Yeah.
I was the Perth guy for a little bit, and one of the ones, so I'm getting ready for a live cross. I'm in the city. It was some sort of pop-up circus in the middle of that square. What's it called? In the middle of...
Yagan Square?
Yeah, right next to that. Right next to Yagan Square.
Rain Square?
There was a circus there. And
Square.
Great game, by the way. And just before the cross, we're about to go live, and you got them in your ears waiting. I was on a stage, and I just kind of stepped over a guitar or something, and I fell backwards, and there was a drop. And I put my hand out, and as I dropped, there was a safety rail, ironically, and I put my hand on the safety rail. The safety rail snapped, and the jagged bit went straight into my face. And it tore into my forehead and just missed my eye.
And you bleed like anything from there.
And there's like a flap of skin hanging off my forehead. And we're just about to go live. And then the camera guy came up to me, and I didn't know how bad it was. And his reaction was, "Oh God, oh God, we need some stuff here."
We're going to have to do this cross with you, the back of your head to camera.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
They didn't cross to me, and they said, "Oh, Ross has had a bit of a fall, and we're not going to Perth today." And then they got me on the next week, which I shouldn't have been on because I had this swollen forehead with a Band-Aid on my forehead to cover it. But that wasn't meant to be it's just meant to be fun,
you're doing
live
a fun
TV
little
cross.
live cross.
Even though they didn't cross to you, did you put in an invoice?
Yeah, of course I did.
And a workers' comp claim. Don't worry about that. All right, Taylor, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Taylor. Taylor, what do you do for a living?
I'm a photographer.
Okay, not a dangerous job.
No.
What happened?
You would think it's a lovely, calm job. I was at a photo shoot late at night, and I was kneeling down taking photos of a car. Someone had got me to take photos of their car. And as I've stood up to go and walk closer to the car, someone standing close to me has stepped back and swung around, and they had their phone in their hand. So their hand and their phone have made contact with my head, and they've split open my eye and my eyebrow. It was very close to a fractured orbital bone.
Wow!
Yeah, and within about 20 seconds, I just had blood pouring down my face, and it was black and purple pretty much immediately. It didn't even take time to... I was at the hospital till about 2 a.m. Getting it glued and stitched up, and it was horrible. It stayed black and blue and swollen for at least 3 weeks afterwards. It's been about 2 months now since it happened, and it's there's a lump under the skin where the split was, and it's still sore. I can't stretch my eye open yet.
Scar tissue.
Horrible.
Really?
From somebody turning around with an iPhone.
With force, clearly.
Yeah, the
Swinging.
corner of their phone case just got me in the eye. Very powerful arm swing he had.
Did you get the photos before that? Or were you like...
important
I
question.
did, thankfully.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I mean...
Can you get any compensation at all, Taylor? Or was that just doing it for a friend or something?
Unfortunately. It was... I do paid photo shoots, obviously, but the place I was at, I go to just regular car meets, and I've got a good group of friends, and it was actually one of my really good friends that did it.
So you're doing a favour for a friend as well, and you end up with a facial injury.
Yeah, he still feels terrible today about it. So
I bet he does.
Pay back enough.
Oh, Taylor, that's a terrible story. You'd think photographing a car would be a very safe job, but
I would
no.
think so.
Thanks, Taylor. Let's go to Rochelle in Joondalup. Morning, Rochelle.
Good morning.
Hi, Rochelle.
Okay, Rochelle, what happened?
So I was teaching sport to like a junior primary school class, and we were playing a game of Duck, Duck, Goose, which you think would be fairly innocuous.
Safe as houses.
Fun.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, in my glory, I managed to slip over, fall on my wrist, tore ligament, fractured one of my bones, and ended up having to have surgery.
So you were too enthusiastic of a goose and injured yourself.
A goose is probably a very accurate word.
When you go too hard as the goose, this is what happens. You know, sometimes you just got to settle down a bit, you know, Rochelle?
Absolutely.
There's nothing, I mean, as a kid, there's nothing funnier than seeing your teacher, like, just going too hard and then hurting themselves. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, all respect to you, Rochelle. Nobody wants to see you suffer.
How'd the kids react?
In front of the 6-year-olds, you can imagine it was absolutely hilarious. It was the highlight of their day, probably the highlight of their school term, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, Rochelle.
Rochelle, that's a classic. Be careful, everyone, if you're playing Duck, Duck, Goose today. It's a dangerous game.
It's a dangerous game.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Social media guru
Whiz.
Sam is in the house.
Yeah, he's a whiz.
Your hair is all over the place today.
Looks good now. Looks good now.
I
You
look
got
like a Ross
Barry
today.
brushed me forward.
It's an insult.
And that wasn't what you... So, who's it insult to?
Well, he's saying it's an insult when he's called, he looks like me. So that hurts.
We had a bit of a poll going on our socials about public holidays because, of course, Cookies told us that we deserve another one. We're like, what would we have it for? When would we have it?
Get involved if you can.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a couple of people message in saying obviously it should be their birthday. No. One person said Black Friday so we can go shopping.
Works.
But you do all your Black Friday
The
shopping
one that I
from home
do,
anyway.
the one that I did like was Jackie said end of October, start of November for Jacaranda Day.
Oh, Jackie wants Jacaranda Day. Sounds like Jackie wants a day for herself.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that. But jacaranda trees, those flowers, they collect, and then when you squish them, like we got them in the driveway, you can't get them off
Ross,
your pavement.
They're pretty.
But they squish into brown it.
They're pretty.
I do not
Ross,
like the jacaranda.
they're pretty.
Doesn't...
Apparently they're poison. The flowers are poisonous to guinea pigs. My auntie used to tell me that.
Specific. That is very specific. Why just guinea pigs?
Because I don't know, maybe other things too, but there were guinea pigs on the backyard, on the back lawn, under the jacaranda tree. You'd have to make sure there were no...
The flowers are a hazard.
Flowers,
Ruins your driveway, ruins guinea pigs.
But they're pretty.
I wonder how many people have got a vengeance against a tree. I think it'd be hundreds. Thousands.
I'm sorry to bang on about jacarandas. I pressure sprayed the driveway. Jacaranda stained it. And it takes ages.
It's like the poo jogger.
What bring that up again?
Like the poo jogger.
You need to pressure wash. I've got a love-hate relationship with my olive tree because I love my olive tree, and it's very old.
You actually get olives off your olive tree?
So many olives, and I don't do anything with them, so they just fall on the ground. The birds come and eat them. The rats come and eat them.
Why don't you bring them in here?
Because you'd have...
We're a very multicultural
team. I know,
team.
but you have to brine them and all sorts of things. It's like you can't just pick an olive and eat it.
You brine them. Right.
Brine them.
Yep.
Yeah. You soak them in brine.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Salty water.
Brian Morris.
Brine.
Yes. Brian Morris them?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you do. You soak them in Brian Morris. I'm glad we had this chat.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Yeah, we're on.
Jeez, Ross. Hey, Ross, that could be dangerous.
Sean's just chit-chatting about Korean hot pot. What do you have for dinner?
Korean hot pot. Get around it, everyone.
I love that you've just discovered Korean hot pot and you're like, you know what? Everybody needs to know about Korean hot pot.
For sure. Do yourself a favour, and I've said it before. This morning. East Vic Park, Natalie, like it's out of our hitting zone generally.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're
Monday
more
night
focused, aren't we?
Yeah.
Big show tomorrow. Dockers everywhere. Shaun?
Yes. Matthew Pavlich.
Jordan Clark.
Yep, he's reading his sheet as he does this.
Yeah. I believe Justin Longmuir's coming in, and possibly Emma Driscoll. And
who else we got? The Wiz, is he coming in?
Yeah, we got the Wiz.
Clive Waterhouse.
Waterhouse and Bergen. Yep, she's come over from South Australia.
Peter Bell.
Tony Mods is coming in. He's
great
going to be surfing Rotto this weekend, so pop on by.
Yeah, anyone else?
David
Hatt.
David Hatt. CEO,
Yep.
The General,
Simon
Jared Neesham.
Kelly Black from Invent.
Kelly Black's amazing.
Oh, you're
get Neil Danaher over after the big freeze.
Some work.
Yeah.
Can I get in on this? Naming old Dockers players?
Yep.
Yes.
Right in my wheelhouse. Give me a Luke McFarlane. Give me a Shane Parker from the heydays.
The bus driver.
Roger Hayden down back. One of me faves. Oh, Sean, we could go on all day, you and I, on this, I reckon.
Please don't.
I'll meet you after we start this song, hey?
Right, let's go.
And can attest to hot pot as well.
Jason Norris.
He's on board with hot pot.
Very nice, the hot pot. Yeah, in there the other week.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.